What's up, everybody? It's Eve. Follow me on Twitter and YouTube for space recordings and special live programs. 2024, we're doing things a little different if you haven't peeped game by now. So yeah, this is your chance. You can do it now if you want. Hit the bell here on YouTube at JustEveB or find me on X at Justice4Just_Us. That's JUSTICE, 4 JUST_US. And if you feel so inclined, support my channel and the work we do over here. The Cash App and Patreon links are in the description. Black first.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. Vampires, they prey on your future. Stay away, vampires, they prey on your fears, control your atmosphere. Don't let them take your energy. Don't let them take control your atmosphere. I am you, control your atmosphere. Don't let them take your energy. Don't let them suck your energy. It's a distraction away from me. I am you and you are me. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. Nobody but yourself. Don't follow. I said nobody but yourself. Don't follow. Nobody but yourself. Don't follow yourself. Nobody, yourself. Nobody but yourself.
She don't wanna be saved, don't save her.
Because
Yes.
you are idiot.
Yes. Remember Venn diagrams, those three circles? Right. And then let's just see where they overlap.
Willie Brown, who once dated Harris, says,
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And
Save, don't save her. She don't wanna be saved, don't save her.
Because
Yes.
you are
Yes.
idiot.
Yes. Remember Venn diagrams, those three circles? Right. And then let's just see where they overlap.
Willie Brown, who once dated Harris, says,
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And
Save, don't save her. She don't wanna be saved, don't save her.
Because
Yes.
you are
Yes.
idiot.
Yes. Remember Venn diagrams, those three circles? Right. And then let's just see where they overlap.
Willie Brown, who once dated Harris, says,
"Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets, and let me
Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
Because
Yes.
you are
Yes,
idiot.
yes. Remember Venn diagrams, those three circles, right? And then let's just see where they overlap.
Willie Brown, who once dated Harris, says,
"Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets, and let me
Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
Because
Yes.
you are
Yes,
idiot.
yes. Remember Venn diagrams, those three circles, right? And then let's just see where they overlap.
Willie Brown, who once dated Harris, says,
"Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets, and let me
Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
Because
Yes.
you are
Yes,
idiot.
yes. Remember Venn diagrams, those three circles, right? And then let's just see where they overlap.
Willie Brown, who once dated Harris, says,
"Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets, and let me
Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
Because
Yes.
you are
Yes,
idiot.
yes. Remember Venn diagrams, those three circles, right? And then let's just see where they overlap.
Willie Brown, who once dated Harris, says,
"Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets, and let me
Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
Peace and
You are
welcome
idiot.
back.
Remember
Welcome
Venn
back.
diagrams, those three circles, right?
I'm
and then
Eve.
let's just see where they overlap.
Obviously,
Willie
you're
Brown, who
here
once dated
because
Harris, says,
You
Yeah, girl,
heard
I'm
that I
out here
had
in
some
these
thoughts,
streets,
and I do
and
have some thoughts tonight. The Takeover Part 2. I got to start this show
Yes.
You are idiot.
series
Yes. Remember Venn
last
diagrams,
week
those three
with the
circles,
Takeover
right?
Part 1.
And then
If
let's
you
just
missed
see
it,
where they
it's on the
overlap.
channel.
Willie
You can
Brown,
check
who
it
once
out
dated Harris, says,
on the
Yeah, girl,
channel,
I'm out here in
right?
these
The one that
streets,
you're on
and
right now. And if you didn't, that's okay because I feel like I'll probably be
Because
somewhat
you are
repetitive
yeah.
tonight.
Remember Venn diagrams,
At
those
least
three
that is
circles,
the reason
right? And then
for
let's just see where they overlap.
so many
Willie
repeats
Brown, who
on
once dated Harris, says,
Don't
Yeah,
Save
girl,
It.
I'm out here
You
in these
know,
streets,
really,
and
Black America, don't
save
save this bitch.
wanna be saved. Don't save her.
because
Yes.
you are
Yes,
idiot.
yes.
Because she's Indian. I mean, she's telling you herself. Like, she's not black. She's Indian, but okay.
Remember Venn diagrams, those three circles,
Do y'all remember Venn diagrams, the three circles? Because I remember the three circles.
right? And then let's just see where they overlap.
That's what I remember about Venn diagrams. And where in the overlap do you find black? Because I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe I missed a circle. I don't know. I with Kamala, you never really know what she's talking about. So maybe it's 5 circles or 7 circles or something. I don't know, but I do know that.
Willie Brown, who once dated Harris, says,
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets.
And okay, no, Willie Brown didn't say that she was out here in these streets, but Kamala said that she was out here in these streets. And I just don't know why we don't use the words that people say out of their mouth to make a point. At least it seems very easy that you could make a point with the words that someone has said versus all of these other things, right? In 2024, we are living in an emotionally driven society, people who are moving with their feelings and not necessarily with the math. And I'm no mathematician. I'm not a science teacher. I am not even a person who knows how to mute my phone when I'm live, but I am a person who has thoughts, and I think that you guys have thoughts. And since I'm not the authority on things, and I'll never espouse myself to be the authority on things as much as I do have thoughts on things, and I think that you guys have thoughts on things too. And really, I really truly believe in my black heart, in my heart of hearts, that the way that we get to where we're trying to go is through communication. But in what way? Or in what form? Like how do we do that and not tell everybody what we're doing, right? Because in real time, when Blacks tried to thwart the system, try to revolt and rise up, there have been a few different times where there have been some niggas that have gotten in the way, right? And it's not for bad reason, right? I guess it's bad if you are on my side of things, but maybe it's not bad because you're not on my side of things. If you feel like being a buffer is better than being directly abused, then you might tell on them niggas, because you know the niggas never really fucked with you anyway, right? Like they always kind of joked your haircut. They said your hairline was fucked up. They said you was crunchy black. They called you an African booty scratcher. There's been a little dissent amongst the masses, but inside of the dissent, is it us or is it people who look like us and they've been perpetrating? Because that's what I feel like has been going on. And in 2024, at least for the past few years, we've been having a conversation about delineating. And if you guys don't know what that means, see if I can spell it right, because sometimes I have issues there too. And since I'm not the authority on things, I'm never going to just expect y'all to know what I mean as much as I just want to make sure that we're having the same conversation. Like, it's never because I feel like I know more than you. I just don't want any disagreements on some dumb shit. And if the disagreement comes because we are having dissent, or you feel like a word means something and I feel like a word means something, and neither one of us are right or one of us is right, then of course there's going to be miscommunication. And sometimes those miscommunications, they get hot and heavy. And for what? A lot of times we're having the same conversation. So, I don't need to be told, all right, fine, I will. And delineate, just for anybody who is unaware or wants to know what I mean. I just mean the actual definition. It's a verb. It means to describe or portray something precisely. Secondary definition would be to indicate the exact position of, with regards to like a border or a boundary. And okay, delineate. Why? Why delineate? Because Black America is existing in a time where there's a lot of people who look like us, but they are not us. It's a lot of echoing and copycat syndrome. And while that's not necessarily a personality disorder, it's not necessarily something that's going to be in that big medical book of disorders that people can add to and take away from at will, because I'm white and I say so, right? But inside that big book of disorders, you don't necessarily see, what is it called? Echopraxia or echokinesis. And those are just big, stupid words that mean repeating somebody's actions. And then you've got echolalia, which is repeating sound. And it's all a part of this echo phenomena where people are involuntarily doing something that is not theirs. They're doing something that came from somewhere else, and they're doing it to a degree that people from outside might look at it and say, that looks right. Almost like, a wolf in sheep's clothing, but the wolf has like the whole outfit on. It's not like you can still see his face. It's not like this. Well, that's me, right? I'm not talking about me. It's not like that, right? This wolf, obviously, I think it still looks like a wolf, but he's kind of blending in, right? The sheep are there. He's just a little bit bigger, but he's kind of right in the midst of all of it. And the sheep are unawares because, well, if he hasn't started biting that ass, why would you have an issue with the wolf right beside you? Because you just don't know. And Black America has been dealing with this big bad wolf, and we just didn't know. And maybe you did know. That tonight I really want to get to the bottom of this misunderstanding, because while copying something is, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. That's what you'll hear from internet gurus and just people who've been reading or been around the block, right? But, well, I mean, she's been around the block too. And
And
Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
I get it. You hear someone who's been around the block a couple times, you'd be like, I don't know if that's the best advice I'm going to get from that person, but maybe you just don't do what they did if that's how you feel. You do the opposite. Still use them as an example, but don't do the same play. You do the opposite play.
Because
Yes.
you are
Yes.
idiot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like she has any reason to be Black. She's very much comfortable identifying as she is. And then you've got everybody else putting Black on her. And I don't think that that's fair, but it is not her fault. It's our fault. Black America keeps doing that. We see somebody do something that is ours, and because they don't have the regular left foot syndrome of these non-seasoned people of the world, do we give them these accolades and praise, and then you got stupid shit like this. Do you see this woman? And damn it on that damn photographer, because why are you trolling us like this? Why did you take this picture? Why do some of these people do these things in our faces and then expect us not to use it? Because it's not my fault. I didn't make Kamala look like that in public. She did that on her own. And then I guess she doesn't have the money to scrub the internet, because sometimes, people, they get caught in a compromising position and they can scrub the internet. And then sometimes these people don't have any money and they're in compromising positions and the internet is scrubbed. I find that keeps happening every time I go to look up a Black person, and I'm like, who are their parents? Who are their people? You go and start looking, and it's like they might give you a name, but they're not even showing pictures of these people anymore. And it's not because the pictures don't exist. I don't believe that. I call cap 1,000,000,000% on these people didn't post things when the internet had the option and opportunity the same way everybody else did. No, I find that a lot of these people, if they just got here, that's a whole other conversation. But these people who've been here for a couple decades, they know how to blend in. They know how to talk the talk and walk the walk. They know that Chucks are a Black American look from a time in the past, right? Okay, Kamala, so maybe you just stuck in the damn time loop. You hit a time warp, and you just have the style that you have, which is blazers and skinny jeans or mom jeans and some Chuck Taylors. Which, I mean, this bothers me in the worst way, because I guess in like 20 years, minus the fat and the blazer, that could easily be what I wear. I mean, that's easily what I, used to wear. Because I guess that's a whole other conversation. Now I wear J's, but some of y'all niggas don't like J's either. So I guess that's something, right? But we're not talking about MJ. We're talking about Kamala. At least right now we're talking about Kamami, because not the authority. When I think about the president of the United States, I find that I want to give it this esteem, this respect, because they're supposed to be the person in charge of things. Like, if the country goes to war, then who do you call? You don't call Ghostbusters. You would look to the president, because they're the top dog, right? But have y'all looked at our presidents? Like, I don't think America gives a damn. If you really think about who we've had in these positions of power, America does not care at all about the optics. And then shame on America, because it's all around the damn globe telling everybody else how to do things. And in real time, we are a country who has propped up liars and war criminals and people who steal and people who sniff children. Because I'm sorry, y'all will never get me off of that. Joe Biden sniffing children should have been the nail in his coffin. But like I said, America doesn't give a damn. And inside of not giving a damn, there's so many passes. Because, again, who told her that this was okay to wear? Who said, yeah, Kamala, that's the move, girl. That's what you got to do. And then again, damn that cameraman, because I didn't pause this on any specific section of a video and give you an embarrassing moment. No, this was the fucking thumbnail on the video that I was watching, and it just seemed like a good shot. Anyway, you've got you've got people who will tell you not to trust these old niggas, but they the old nigga in the room. And it's like, is that why Black America is stuck? Because the progressive ones are stuck inside of another loop and they don't know that they're in a loop? If that's the case, then it's up to the people who have jumped out of that matrix to ring the alarm, let y'all know that it's a bunch of people out here acting like they're the shit, and they're not. And if you follow someone who feels like they're the shit, that's really dangerous, because you're asking to be on the front line and you didn't even know. You know, the loudest in the room has the biggest target on their back. But if the loudest in the room is someone you can't see, you've never seen, you can't identify, then who is the target? I was talking to my sister Jade, right? Lioness Crown. Some of y'all like her, some of y'all don't, whatever. We're from the same town. I find that we speak the same language. And inside of that, you know, everybody's got shit. So she's got shit, I've got shit. Some of y'all got shit. Some of the shit gets exposed and some of it doesn't. Inside of all that, I was talking with my sister Lioness Crown, and she made a really good point. And it was an accountability moment for me, because in real time, I am the perpetrator. I am allowing copycat syndrome. And what do you mean? What do you mean, Eve? What are you talking about? Well, when we had the rally for reparations the first time, there were people on roofs, like on rooftops, looking at us with scopes. And I don't know that those people were on our side. And that was really humbling, to be around so many people who said enough was enough. Like, shit, if y'all about to take us out here right now, at least we standing on business, cut the check. And then, you know, it just would have been 5,000 dead niggas in DC, you know. And I don't know if those optics are what America wants to go for. So, you know, you don't really do that. You don't create a martyr. That's not the energy you want when you're trying to contain and maintain your position of power. Now, you don't care about your position of power, or you're in the kamikaze phase of your position of power, then you might say fuck it all and then just act emotionally. You know, January 12th, that was that right there, you know, nail in your coffin, at least with regards to, if you eat this, drink this, breathe this, are the authority on things Black, jury's out. And I guess, you know, I guess we'll have to see what the courts say about the behavior, because I don't know that you can say that you know things and then act like you are above things unless you're like a buffer class, obviously, right? No, there's a bunch of ops in the mix, and if y'all niggas don't know or don't ask questions and then get the answer to your questions, then America will burn. And it won't be because we lit a match. It'll just be because, like, the house was on fire type shit, and we let your demented somebody or another who you're related to man the stove. And do you be mad at the demented person who manned the stove, or do you be mad at yourself for allowing the shit to happen? Because I think most of y'all would be like, damn it, why did you let Joe cook tonight? You know that nigga's ready to go to bed all the time. And since he's ready to go to bed, you know he's not about to sit here and cook for an hour, because he's gonna go to bed. But no, Joe said he wanted to cook dinner, and we was like, oh yeah, shit, I don't want to cook tonight. Fuck it. Go ahead. And then Joe burns the house down. You knew better, but you allowed it anyway. Is it because y'all niggas are so entitled? Do we really have first world problems like that? Because goddamn it, during the first time of the lockdown that I've ever experienced, and damn it to this phone that won't stop ringing while I'm live, but the first time we had a lockdown experience, I felt first world problems. Really, truly, like when I wanted some wine or alcohol and then I could go on my phone and order it, I was like, whoa, that's cool as shit. But then the wait times, everybody was using these apps, right? Uber Eats and Instacart and shit, they blew the fuck up during the experiments of 2020. And inside of the experience of 2020, I was really mad that I had to wait like 3 hours for my shit sometimes because I wasn't going to pay like extra money for you to give it to me faster. And then inside of that, like I could have just gone to the store and got it, but no, y'all niggas had everything shut down. So we couldn't actually move anywhere. So I was like, damn, I guess that's first world problems, because my parents used to tell me if I don't eat all my lima beans, you know, there's a starving kid in Africa. And then we'd watch TV and you'd see the swollen bellies and the flies. I feel like those flies are on retainer, because ain't no way you can have one fly, like just one fly, and then always knows where to land, right? Just like right on the baby's mouth or like right on the baby's eyelash. Like, nah, them flies been trained. And that's impressive, right? Because I think the lifespan of a fly is like days, if not like hours. But okay, right. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a flyologist, because I don't flee, right? You like that? I just did that right now in real time. Okay, moving on, because I don't want to do this all night, but I do want to get my point out. And I feel like I've talked about Kamimi long enough. Let's talk about this nigga. These niggas, right? Because copycat syndrome. Obama was smooth as fuck, and he came out of nowhere, and everybody just wanted it, right? Like if you voted for him, you wanted it. So maybe I just need to speak for me right now. And Isla and All the Way Free, y'all are holding me down in the chat. Thank you very much. And Chris Bow in the chat, thank you for being here. If there are other listeners, please, your comments would help me understand the disconnect, if there is one. And if there's not one and I'm just speaking to the ethers, I don't want to be an echo chamber. Maybe you know somebody who feels differently. Maybe you can have these conversations with them later. But for tonight, this nigga right here, that was that. They talk about the mark of the beast, right? In the Bible. I feel like that could be the mark of the beast. If the Bible's talking about America, like everybody keeps telling me, they keep telling me that it's Babylon and Babylon's going down and all these things. And I'm like, damn. Yeah, I mean, I feel you. And all of these spiceless nations, they all go down in about the same amount of time, right? Like, has there been a nation that didn't know how to season food or treat people humanely? Have they lasted more than like 500 years? Because I don't know that story, but I'm also not a historian. You know, you're gonna hear me say things like this because I don't want you to ever come off of my shows thinking that Eve is a fucking know-it-all. No, the fuck I'm not. I do know some things, and unless you can falsify what the fuck I know, I am gonna stand on it. Like right now, people telling me that they need to listen to certain news outlets because they can't get it from anywhere else. And I'm like, do y'all niggas not know how to Google? I mean, let's talk about Google real quick, because if a person can tell you things that you can easily Google, does that make them the authority on things? Like, at what point do niggas say that, nah, we are the lazy bastards that these white people keep saying that we are, and we're just gonna eat it? I mean, really, like, white people, and damn it, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do like the white people thing. I wanted to say spiceless, right? But shit, since I've already said it, white people have been saying niggas is lazy since we was on the fucking plantation. How, Sway? Like, How? How is a person that you are forcing to do anything lazy if you're getting the job done? Like, so what? I fucking took a nap. It took me 2 minutes to do something that took you 2 hours to do. You're welcome. But no, they don't want the fucking you're welcome. They want to fucking eat off of us indefinitely. That doesn't work because we are a living, breathing organism. Like, we die. We birth and then we die, and then we birth and then we die. And for what it's worth, if you got a little spice in you, you might continue to birth and die. But if you don't have no spices in you, then you probably about to die out real soon. And that's why they got like these proms in Europe where they're inviting niggas from around the world to come have babies. Have y'all seen that? Because damn it, I didn't think I was going to talk about that tonight, but since I've said it, now I want to show you. What country was that? I think it was Sweden, but let's just say it wasn't. Come on, you can't spell tonight. In addition to having these proms, they have like incentives. You know, if you move to certain European countries, they will pay you specifically like cash money. And then inside of the cash money that you're getting, what are you giving up? Like, I don't know what the quid pro quo is, as much as I know that they are very desperate to still exist. And if you know that consciousness is a little bit stronger than what you see, then maybe it wouldn't matter if you got a little spice in you, right? Because I mean, you started with spice in you. That's really everybody's story. That's why African American is a term that needs to be done away with. It needs to be put up and retired like number 23. But I guess we don't really retire jerseys and numbers because who's going to be the next 23, right? Like, maybe they're better than Jordan. I don't know. But some things should be put to rest. And if the environment is putting you to rest, then maybe that's the math that we need to be following. You know, if the animals are fighting back because they understand enough is enough, why can't people who have common sense take the same approach? I mean, I've seen elephants get revenge. Goddamn elephants. Like, do you know how fucked up of a person you have to be to have an elephant come back and fuck you up? I mean, really just think about it for a second. And I think I'm going to have a moment of silence for all the people who have been, what is the word? Because I can't say that the elephant did anything wrong. For the people who have been the victim of their own stupidity up against elephants. Here's a moment of silence.
Okay, so I feel like that was an adequate moment of silence because really I'm not here to disparage the dead as much as I feel like we should be able to learn something every time something happens. Again, you might not say that this is the example you want to be, but as an educator, I mean, I had teachers who were really bad at their job, and I've had teachers who were really good at their job, and inside of that duality is both. You can choose to do better, or you can say, I'm so fucked up and I didn't have a mommy or daddy or teacher or somebody to tell me. But you did. If you had somebody, they just might not have been what you should do. Inside of that, I don't know if you want to be fucking with elephants because, well, now, y'all might think that's one off, right? Like, Eve, okay, so what? One elephant goes and tries to get the person. No, I think the first time I started hearing about elephants enacting revenge was back during the experiments of 2020. And it was the lady was trampled to death. And then the elephant came back at her funeral. Like, how fucked up of a person do you have to be for the elephant to come to your funeral? No, nobody has been able to give me any math that makes sense outside of that was a fucked up person or Eve, that's just a one-off. But how many one-offs? How many times are elephants supposed to be the damn example of what you're supposed to do when enough is enough? So, okay, they don't want to show you this video, so I will just play this one some more. They want to say that these are one-time events, these are lone wolf elephants that, because an elephant wouldn't really do anything bad to anybody. Why would they? They don't even eat meat, right? Like they're herbivores, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not no elephant expert, but I've seen a lot of examples of these creatures, these animals that I guess we've all grown up to think are cuddly, and they're not. And is that the Black American, this cuddly creature that needs to wake the fuck up? Because no more daydreams. Like, the takeover is real. There are people here, like this nigga, who could give a rat's ass about you or me or our children or our future as much as it's a nice photo op, right? Like, that looks real cool. You can use these optics around the globe and say America is not a racist country. We're not these criminals that you guys keep saying we are. Look, we got a black president. But was that nigga black? Is that black? I think maybe the blackness can extend to Michelle, and that's about it, because if you believe Joan Rivers and some of these other people, them children are not the product of Michelle and Barack, because Barack's got some Diddy activities about him, and inside of these activities you wouldn't necessarily be making no children or have the ability to, because you wouldn't be interested in it. You got other interests. But I I find that since America doesn't really care about the optics, they will go around the world telling everybody what to do and then not even listen to themselves, because do as I say, not as I do. But didn't y'all hate that when you were a child? Like, as a child, someone doing something that I'm clearly watching them do with my own eyes, and then they're going to tell me that I can't do the same thing. And it could be something benign as staying up late. Right? Like, you're a child and you want to stay up late because you see your older cousins, brother, sister staying up, and you're like, shit, I want to stay up late too, god damn it. Why not? And your parents tell you that you can't stay up late because, well, you're 9 years old and you can't hang out with the 16-year-olds and shit. That's not your place. Or you see your parents up late. They having a party. They having a good time. You want to have a good time. Music is bumping. Food is rocking. Seems like everybody's having a good time. But they told Joe Black ass to go to bed. And you didn't want to. You know, see, these examples are very benign. But then when you extend them to your grown ass self and why you can or can't participate in some things, I find that that might be why you got all these people masquerading like they're us. 10 years ago, you couldn't tell Black America that we would be talking about reparations like this, because they thought that we had already won. 10 years ago, Black America was not saying that we want to make a distinction between us and our cousins from across the pond. At least not like this. Because 10 years ago, you got pictures like this. 20 years ago, you've got niggas like this. And no, I don't mean he was born 20 years ago. I mean 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. People like this nigga are being birthed into the population. Ebro. Why do I want to talk about Ebro? I want to talk about Ebro because, well, I just, you know, right place, wrong time, or wrong place, right time. He popped into my Twitter feed today. And Elon Musk, if you're listening, because I know you like to do that algo thing on my spaces, but you should definitely change the name back to Twitter, because nobody calls this shit X, this kind of whack sauce, to call it X. It sounds like drugs, and, you know, I don't. Are you trying to usher in a drug culture that we don't want? Like, white people are stoned out in the streets, and I don't mean pothead stoned. I mean, they are zombies in the streets on drugs, and you out here calling your app X. Like, that's not already a part of drug culture. But I don't know. I'm just an old bitch who has some thoughts about some things, and I was just saying, since we were talking about it, you know, maybe you could change the name back, because X is kind of stupid. But anyway, this nigga, old man Ebro, popped up in my feed today because he said this. When they find out Malcolm X's mom was from the Caribbean, they're gonna rethink their life. 245,000 views. That's how many likes? 3.2 thousand likes. Almost 1,000 reposts, 300 comments, 200 people bookmarked it, and niggas like me had something to say. You know, I mean, really, you can see the first comment right here. This is common knowledge, because these people who are not from here, they're trying to act like they're coming into this new information because, well, really, because young people are coming into the information, and because these old niggas are trying to impact on the youth, they have to talk the talk. That's why you'll hear old niggas saying drips and drizzy, and, you know, just trying to do the young people thing. You know, at what point do we grow up and say that that's theirs and, we have our own thing? And no, I'm not saying you got to be like Kamala, right? Like, you don't have to get stuck in the 80s with your style as much as we have our own style every single time that we can make hot. And then people pick that shit up and then they put it down. And this nigga who is one of those firecrackers. Look, if you were live with me last night on Millennials Adulting, we talked about the firecrackers of the world. And firecrackers, those are like the ligers, the people who didn't ask to be here, but they are here, and their parents don't look like each other. Can y'all just imagine that for a second? Because I'm not really asking you to really feel any kind of way. I just want you to think about what I'm saying. People who didn't ask to be here are here, and then some of them feel some kind of way about it because they're never going to be white. And then some of them feel some kind of way about it because they're never going to fit in. And you see how I didn't say they're never going to be black? No, I am one of those N-words who understand that our blackness is directly related to our melanin, but it's also related to how we think. It's our culture. So while niggas with melanin are black, they're not black because they don't identify as such. They identify as Jamaican or Haitian or Indian, South Asian, right? If they're not identifying as black, I can't call them black. That was a problem of you old niggas in the room. Y'all did that. And when you did that, you allowed a bunch of people who aren't us to talk for us. And this nigga didn't even ask to be here, but here he is talking about how they're going to rethink their life. Who is they and why? Because he's talking about Black America. Why? Because we're talking about delineation. Why? Because niggas like him are real scared that they're not going to be included. Because when you look up Ebro's parents, it says he's got a black parent. I think it's his dad. And then a white psych. Let me not do that. I had it pulled out. And since I'm not the authority, I just want to give you the information. His dad is black and his mom is Jewish. And what the fuck does that mean, right? Because you got Jewish people saying that they're not white, they're Jewish. But you look at them niggas and it's like, well, you ain't black. So what are we talking about? But then, you've got people who know who they are for real, and they really are Jews. They black Jews, right? They Hebrew Israelites out here. But it didn't say that. It didn't say his mom was a Hebrew Israelite. It said that she was Jewish. So we're just going to lend the fact that I've never seen his parents, but you guys can easily Google it for yourself. She's probably white. And then his dad, he's black enough. But from there, a lot of the information is missing. You really have to do like a deep search on who these people are. Because when you get down to the nitty gritty, a lot of them are not from here. They've just been here. They're like the entitled white people who've been here for 50 years, 100 years, and they just feel like they should have a say because they've been here for so long. They've seen the things. They know, they understand. And yeah, we got to pay them Indians back because it's so sad that Pocahontas isn't here today. Goddamn Indians. We got to change the name of the Redskins because we're racist to the Indians. Never mind them niggas that we've never paid and we don't plan on paying. Don't worry about them. But the Indians, gotta help them out. No, that is a problem of our own making because people like Ebro didn't ask to be here, but y'all niggas is out here spreading your royal oats, sowing these royal seeds to bitches who didn't ask for this position of power, and now they've got these children who have been birthed into a buffer class. That, again, is our own making. Why is it our own making? Because I'm like Kanye, damn it. We could have freed ourselves. No, don't come for me. I'm just saying, like, if y'all listen to Dr. Winters for any real length of time, you'll know that the revolts and uprisings that they teach about, because really they don't teach about them, but the ones that they do teach about, it's like 4. And you would think that, okay, it's just 4, it was just a one-off, it's a 4-off. No, it happened all over all the time. That's literally why the country had a war. Like, what do we do about these niggas? Because they not dying fast enough, they're not complying fast enough, and every couple months, some of us don't be here no more, and we don't know what the fuck is going on because we go over there and them niggas is gone. Why? Because they escaped to like places like the Dismal Swamp. Shout out to Virginia. White folk ain't going to the Dismal Swamp back in the day because they didn't have DEET. You know, that chemical that you spray on your body to make sure that you don't get West Nile and shit like that. I mean, that's a whole invention of white people. Why? Mosquitoes have been around as long as niggas has been around, and probably longer, because I'm not no scientist, right? But let's just all agree that niggas was here first, and all the animals have been here, right? If that's the case, we've been around mosquitoes and we know how to deal with it, and they haven't really been this debilitating factor as much as you insert them into the mix. And now it's just all these diseases that can be transmitted from the bug. And damn it, if mosquitoes have a whole bad rap because they are transmitters of disease, because niggas who have disease have infiltrated these areas where they're not supposed to be. I digress because, again, Ebro, I had zero thoughts about you, but when you said this, I just had to tell you that you're retarded, because everybody knows who Malcolm X's parents are, stupid. It's these late arrivals who are acting like you know some shit. So that's why I had to ask if you was even black. But now that we've all come to the same understanding that your daddy is black in some form or fashion, this is why you feel the way that you feel, and you feel like you can speak how you speak, and I get it, nigga, but really shut up. Respectfully. And respectfully, because you didn't ask to be here. You got all these conflicting thoughts. Have y'all ever seen a liger? Look, in real time, when I watched Napoleon Dynamite, because that was a movie that came out when I was in an impressionable age, right? They was talking about ligers and shit, and I thought they were bullshitting on the low, and then on the high, I was like, I guess they both felines. You could make a liger if the conditions were right, but then, damn, the fucking conditions. Like, what type of conditions you gotta have to put a tiger and a lion together where they're like, yeah, we need to make a baby? And then I just find that nature is the best example of what we need to be doing or how we need to be moving. But if you are looking at nature through their lens, then you want to experiment on that shit. You want to see what type of concoctions you can make, how many times you can splice it, because at the end of the day, you know that your clock is ticking. You know that you really not supposed to be here. And you know that it's only a matter of time before the niggas wake up. Because when they wake up, you got shit like this happening. Stupid ad. Get out of my way. Why won't you play, you stupid? Okay, hold on. This is being stupid. Every time I switch to a different tab, it stops playing, and that never happens. Let me go back to the beginning. When niggas wake up, you've got shit like this. And I'm going to do my best to not mess with it because I can't see you while I'm playing the video. But hopefully you guys can see me while I'm playing the video. Caption: Elephant tramples a man to death as he tried to hypnotize it. Now, let me just ask y'all niggas one quick question. Why would you try to hypnotize an elephant? And yes, let's go there. They are in India. And y'all know what the fuck they do with these animals in India? That elephant said, nah, I seen what you did. I seen what you done. I seen what you do. Fuck you. Look, I was on Twitter the other day. One of the pages I follow is really dark. I think it's called like Morbid Knowledge or like Morbid some shit. You know, it's just a lot of weird shit about death. And this elephant, the person was just chilling next to the elephant, and the elephant just kind of snapped and just kicked the person and then walked over to the person and stomped on him. And I just don't think animals flip like that without a reason. But I'm also a person who's never really been around no animal that has been super aggressive towards me, because I guess I respect bubbles. And white people don't, as much as they want you to think they do, right? Like they got PETA. You can't eat animals. Certain animals are protected now. You gotta protect the animals. Don't worry about them niggas. I mean, I'm gonna show you the ones with the flies and the swollen bellies, but don't worry about them niggas in Detroit. Don't worry about them niggas in Baltimore. Not them niggas. But it's the takeover, right? And inside of the takeover, we've got a bunch of shit. So Ebro, nigga, just maybe if you are a Black American, just sit back and collect your fucking check. Because at the end of the day, like, this is what I don't get about you dissenters. Y'all have a lot of shit to say about things that people are actually doing because you don't like them. They're mean. They don't speak your language. But if they're not doing anything illegal, shout out to the barbells of the world, then I don't know why you have so much to say, as much as maybe you just don't like how they move. Like you're the person who wouldn't like Bumpy Johnson in your community. But I just really want to ask, I mean, it's like 80 of y'all listening on different apps. I just really want to know if you existed during Bumpy Johnson times, and let's not act like y'all don't know who the fuck I'm talking about. Like if you existed during Bumpy Johnson times and that nigga gave you a stack and said, keep up the good work, y'all will give it back. Just real quick in the chat, y'all will give it back. Because he's a drug dealer. You're not going to keep it. Feel good. That Bumpy paid you some attention. I don't know. I mean, it's y'all holier than thou niggas that got me thinking that Black America is just this, I don't know, this white collar, do-gooders. But in real time, the only way that we've been able to exist is outside of their systems, but y'all are acting like you don't know. Y'all literally live your life outside of everything that they talk about. Your very existence is an enigma. It perplexes, it confuses people. How are these niggas able to exist? And their foot has never come off their neck. How? I gotta get over there. I'm going to flee. Dumb. No, I'm just kidding. Have y'all seen this shit? This goes into the echoing and copycat syndrome that I was talking about, because, what happened? This is what happened, as according to me, right? This is what happened. Niggas found out that niggas is original because most of y'all niggas was taught that you came on a slave boat. And you got here on a slave boat and they had to tell you what your name was, and you wasn't allowed to read and write. And thank Master Thomas for giving us some socks and shoes, and praise Jeebus, we off on Sunday. That's not all y'all niggas, right? But it is a lot. Because, I mean, I hear that shit all the time still. And if I hear it all the time still, it's got to come from somewhere. Y'all niggas is picking up on an epigenetic memory, but you putting it in the wrong spot. Kind of like yes, we're going to go back to Dr. Winters. Kind of like Dr. Winters says that, you know, calling Jesus when really you might want to call Yahweh, you know, but then you got the Hebrew Israelites telling everybody it's Yahushua. Like, I just want to know if your name is Sarah and everybody was like, hey, Sally, Sally, Sally. Even if you're the only person in the room, right? Are you like me? I'm probably still going to ignore you even if I'm the only person in the room because my name's not Sally and you must be retarded. Or are you going to be like somebody else and respond? Because obviously they're talking to you. They just don't know your name. And then, hey, yeah, okay, but my name is Sarah. No, y'all niggas don't even do that because you respond to Sally and then now these people call you Sally. And that's kind of fucked up because if you know about energy and how it works, if you don't do the math the right way, then the outcome's not going to be what you wanted it to be. You need to be unburdened by the things that have been done. Have y'all heard her say that? You haven't? That's because you weren't live with me last night. If you were live with me last night, you would have heard this bitch say that you need to be unburdened by the things, or we're burdened by the things. Man, I don't fucking know. I just know that it was a 4-minute loop of Kamami saying that there's some burdens. And how do we not respect what she's saying? Like, she's telling us in real time that we've got some shit that we need to take care of. And then y'all niggas is like, yeah, ski-wee. Vote for Kamami. Because the orange man grabs him by the pussy. Have y'all just asked what if they wanted to be grabbed by the pussy? And is being grabbed by the pussy rape? Or is it assault? Because y'all old niggas in the room who keep telling me that Trump has raped people, I kind of want him to sue you for real, because how do you just keep talking shit? And then inside of that shit, y'all black and you said so. You said that nigga raped somebody, fuck it, he raped somebody first then. That's what they do to us, right? Like, fuck that nigga. I've known him since the 2nd grade, but if Sally said he did it, he did it. Because, I mean, it's fucking Sally. I don't fucking know her, but she looks like my sister. And if Sally said he did it, he goddamn did it. I watched, what's that nigga's name? Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil had this white chick. Dr. White. Dr. Phil had this white chick who put this man in prison for 14 years. And it was a false identification. And it was supposed to be this heartfelt episode. And I just was really confused about why this man was not angry. I mean, angrier. Like, your whole life is fucked up. This bitch said, you did it. You ain't do it, and not only did you not do it, but you ain't never met her either.
And if you think it's not productive,
I'm sorry. He just got that voice where it's like, I don't know if I should trust him, right? But let's just moving along.
this wasn't too hard.
No. Remember, the premise of this whole fucking episode is he was wrongly convicted for 14 years. I'm a victim as well. Bitch. Okay. Okie doke. Nigga, what? Did y'all hear what I heard? I know you did, because you're not stupid and I'm not Barbell, so I'm not here to like tell you that you know, if you get the answer wrong, I'm gonna ban you or anything. No, I'm not that person.
This is the only school where you can get the
No,
information
no,
that you can
you
use
can get
because
information
I
from
am the
other
authority
places.
and I said
No,
so.
I'm not the authority. I'm just saying, if you just listen to this nigga's voice, his own voice, and remember, I didn't play all of the white girl because I'm not here to make y'all feel for her. And y'all niggas will fucking see this bitch crying and be like, whoa, that nigga got a point. No, fuck you. Listen to this shit.
That she's afraid. I feel bad the way she feel because she still.
I feel bad the way she feel. That nigga sound like a slave. 10 years a slave, 12 years a slave. How many years do we gotta fucking do this shit? But okay.
Still think I'm this person that I'm not. And I would like for her to get a closure in all of this.
Closure.
But
where's your closure, nigga?
I'm a victim in this as well.
Nigga, you
I'll
you
say
are
you
the
are.
only victim in this. No, fuck that. All right, Becky, you got raped. Maybe, right? Because at this point, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, I know Dr. Phil got the damn DNA expert, so maybe they're gonna find some semen. But is this gonna be like Roe v. Wade? Like, because really in real time, some of y'all niggas, you know, if we want to uncover some shit people don't know, killing babies came because a white bitch didn't want to account for her illicit activities with them niggas, right? So let's just be honest. Like, and a side note, at an hour and 8 minutes, I think I've said the word like a billion times, but I'm a little frazzled because I don't normally go live on Tuesdays, you guys. So you're just gonna have to bear with me. But I wanted to do this on Sunday and then family. And since I really am about that family life, family comes first, goddammit. So that's why I be late sometimes too, you know, family. But I'm gonna do better because they actually super supportive of all of these things and they stronger than a barbell. And if they can do it, then I can do better too. So that was an aside for myself. I might edit it out later, but I don't know. I think I'm starting to wheeze, probably because I've been going for longer than an hour. Here's the point. This nigga Dr. Phil has this whole episode about this man who was wrongly convicted, but we're still supposed to feel for the white lady who may or may not have gotten raped. And I can't say that she's definitively been raped because she already falsely identified this guy. And he was in jail for 14 years. And I want to say it's like science that got him out. You know, like we've got new technology, and if you've got the money to hire a lawyer, or if you've got the right sob story to get the right pro bono people, then they will reopen your case and then apply said science. It doesn't happen for everybody. It happens for the few. And then you hear these niggas and it's like, yeah, you've been rehabilitated, all right? That prison justice system, injustice for sure.
14 years of your life have been taken away from you. I can't even wrap my mind around the unfairness that you have experienced in this, Dean. It's just.
Is it unfair, Dr. Phil, or was it racism? Was it white supremacy? Was it niggas who look like you putting people like us, like him, because I can't say he's like me as much as we got the same complexion. We both dark-skinned niggas. He got waves in his hair. So I guess we kind of have similar hair pattern structure. He has a nice shape up, nice enough, you know, that you go to the right barber, you get the right edge up, the right lineup, and can't tell you niggas nothing, right? He's shining in his ear. He on Dr. Phil. He feeling good. Never mind the past 14 years, right? Never mind those. And that's how y'all niggas sound when you tell me to vote for Kamami. Or when Joe Biden was still on the ticket, you're telling me to vote for Biden. Like we're supposed to ignore the 50 years of torment. Never mind our reparative justice. Let's just put that on the back burner. Let's just talk about the fact that in y'all's actual lifetimes, these people have committed horrendous crimes against you and your family. And you are like, but they not grabbing people by the pussy. What? And if that's the standard, why isn't sniffing children more important? Some of y'all parents failed you, and I'm sorry that that happened to you, but damn it, it's not about you no more. These little babies are prime real estate. Governor Gavin Newsom is out here trying to take them away from you. Let your child have a Freudian slip. Do some dumb shit, right? Because kids do dumb shit. Not like your child is gay, but they'll do some dumb shit. And then the teacher will hear the dumb shit and then press it. And now your child is like, shit, I think I like girls. Because, you know, my best friend, Sally, I really like hanging out with her, you know, and I don't like boys because boys, right? And little Jessica, she's in the 5th grade, and her teacher heard that she doesn't like boys and that she really enjoys time with her best friend, Sally. And there's nothing wrong with that, but with the wrong guidance, with the wrong programming, because if we being honest, children are programmable. They're more programmable than y'all niggas, but y'all out here acting like you're not programmable, and you will listen to someone you've never seen before who gets pictures of events that they've never been to perpetrate like they've been there. I'm not the authority, but I definitely have sent some pictures to some people to perpetrate like they were there. And in real time, I'm looking up at the damn rooftops, and it's like, do them niggas have guns? And are they on our side? Is this like our protection, or is this something else? Because look, I live in Virginia. Y'all know what Virginia is? Let me just let you in on a little secret about Virginia. Virginia has the Pentagon. Virginia has the FBI. Virginia has CIA. Virginia has DC. Maryland also has DC, right, too? Okay, no. Virginia has the reserves. Virginia has the largest naval base in the world. I feel super safe and extremely unsafe in my state. But, I mean, they don't like one-on-ones here in America. In other countries, one-on-ones, I've seen the videos. They'll smack your ass with a damn bamboo stick, and y'all niggas is like, okay. No. And yeah, I seen Shaniqua at the Asian Mart getting smacked with a damn broom, but you know, that's a bitch who is generational impoverished, right? That's a bitch who parents didn't do any better or teach her any better. And yeah, we exist with people who know better. We also exist with people who don't know better. And y'all niggas who know better are not doing the right things. And no, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I am here to let you know that the math ain't mathin', motherfuckers. Really. And it's not mathing as much as, well, as much as my voice is giving out, or as much as it makes you cringe when I say certain curse words, because let's just be honest, I don't really talk like that, but I do know that y'all pay attention when I curse. It's in my comments all throughout. Oh, you're starting to curse more. Why do you have to curse so much? Why did you have to say that like that? Why are you calling them fleas, Eve? And that's not even a curse word. I'm just using straight English. If you fleed, use a flea, goddammit. And I'm sorry. I know I'm all over the place, but this nigga right here on screen really got me hot, because how can you give a damn about this bitch who put you in jail for 14 years at all? I mean, really, it should be some shit where it's more like Maury or Jerry Springer. I mean, this should be more intense. He should be way more angry. To be honest with y'all, I didn't know he was about to say that, but I've told y'all this in real time. I'm going to tell you again. White people en masse feel like Dr. Phil right now. Every single time something happens to us, and we have this composed air about ourselves. We are just so cool, calm, collected, and able to just see the bigger picture and see the humanity in people and have forgive, forgive, forgive. And I'm the victim, me too. When y'all act like that, white people are like, yeah, these niggas just, okay. Yeah, all right, yeah, yes. I love it. Because if I was y'all, nah, I'd burn it down. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it all. Fuck it all. I mean, this is what they've done in real time when they can't afford certain things. They say fuck it all and then kill themselves and the family. I know y'all saw those stories. Or maybe you didn't, because mainstream news doesn't want to tell you about how them other people deal with hardships as much as they just want to echo the fact that we are living in poverty and we're lazy, and that's the reason that we can't do no better. And if you niggas just copy them other niggas, then your life would just be so much better. But how dare you flee and tell me to do anything more than what you did? If anything, y'all niggas need to be like, y'all niggas need to flee too. Shit. But you know that if we weren't here, you wouldn't have the access to the opportunities and tangibles that you have. Right? I mean, we're all grown-ups. We having big boy and big girl conversations. And this white man on the screen is not a one-off. Most white people you know and don't know feel the same way about anything that's happened to Black America, and it hasn't been
willing to talk to you, or you're willing.
Now, I'm sorry for interrupting him again, because I'm gonna get off this real quick, but how is it not evil to wrongfully convict someone and then the only reason that we're having a come to Jesus is because science, not because you came to, not because you came to Jesus and was like, you know, I'm one of those white people who think all niggas look alike. And it was still a nigga, but it wasn't that nigga. I just don't fucking know. I don't know. IDK. No, that's not quite what happened. And if science wasn't where it is today, a lot of you niggas who are out because of these glitches in their system, just know that they're trying to perfect that shit. You know, that's why they want you to participate in all of these give your blood away, plasma away for some dollars, you know, sign up for these things, and they're pushed on certain communities. You know, I've never seen a plasma bank in Brad's neighborhood, unless Brad lives in the hood. But have y'all seen plasma banks? Like, the shit is it's like surreal. Like, we live in a science fiction movie because you can give your plasma away. Shit, you can sell it. And if you're selling your plasma for, you know, a few dollars, some grocery money, then maybe you're cool with how things are because you can get money. Like in my mentions today on Twitter, I got into another argument with this confused individual. Let's run the whole exchange, shall we? So, what you got? When Biden dropped out the race, everybody said, "Oh, it's gonna be Kamemi," and then I saw these tweets saying, "And you know who's gonna get blamed for it? Like, y'all niggas won't wear that shit proudly. Why not? Wear that shit proudly." But okay, you don't want the blame. You don't want anything negative. Fine. What y'all not gonna do is blame Black men for Kamemi not getting the nomination. And I don't think she's quite got the nomination officially yet, as much as they've been saying that the numbers are in her favor and there is nobody else. And all that means to me is that in 2020, when y'all niggas said you was listening to the new Black media, you weren't. Because in 2020, I want to say it was Professor Black Truth who said, pay attention to the DNC because they are not going to choose Joe Biden for re-election. Like their actual words were, "No, we don't fuck with that nigga." I mean, that was like it was a super secret memo that only I saw because I'm the authority on shit, right? No, I'm just kidding. And no, Professor Black Truth doesn't do that either. He's not like that other guy.
am the authority, and you need to send me your cash apps. Also, you
I
need
mean,
to
if you
send
want
me
to
your
send me your
nudes.
cash.
Also,
But
if
no,
you
you
don't
don't
want to
have to
do
send me
this,
your
I'm going
nudes.
to have to ban you from my chat.
No, no, please don't send me any nudes because it's kind of like why we are where we are, right? Y'all niggas need to learn from the example. Since I'm the one you're listening to, learn from me, please. But look, while I accepted the blame, and I think that more y'all should be more comfortable accepting this blame if you're gonna accept something. Be proud that the red dot curried collared hot sauce in her bag Obama 1.5 doesn't do the things. Because if she wins the presidency, niggas like this are going to be so very excited. But they're going to be missing when it comes time to ask, what the fuck has she done for us? Because that's what's happened. On Facebook, when I was on Facebook last time there was an election, they made a whole profile banner. I voted. They had that shit in Spanish. Yo vote. Like, and okay, shit, now we know who all to blame for when the shit stops mathing. Because remember, under Trump, gas prices didn't look like how they look. And my vegan eggs that I get, I like to eat just egg. Maybe that's why I like Just Eve. But no, that's not really it. But, I think that's pretty clever marketing. Just egg. And it's not egg at all. It's really mung bean. But anyway, just egg under Trump was like $3, $4. Just egg under Biden is fucking $9. Fuck you, Joe Biden. Fuck you, Kamala. And pretty soon I'm going to learn how to CopyCat recipe is. So then I won't even be buying the Just Egg anymore because it'll just be me, Just Eve. And I guess my family likes it better that way anyway because we save the money. And then it's my shit. But no, I wanted to talk to you about Anthony because Anthony said that Black people are not going to vote for the orange Nazi. And can y'all tell me where in this tweet I said that niggas was going to vote for the orange Nazi? Because I'm pretty sure that it says it right here. I'm going to highlight it for you. It says Couch 2024. But maybe I'm just acting like a smart nigga, right? So I asked him, right? Inside of this, he's telling me that there's niggas who are afraid to say that they like Trump. Have y'all found them niggas that? I don't know where they are. Everybody who likes Trump is very happy to tell us that they like Trump. I mean, in the same thread, there's someone who said, fuck the couch 2024. I'm voting for Trump. Fuck the Democrats. And I said, yeah, I mean, the aliens are taking over, so I feel you. Just know, two wings, same bird. You're going to have to answer the same questions. Whoever you vote for, you're going to have to answer the same questions. The person you voted for won. What are you getting for it? That's what I want to know. That's what a lot of people want to know. What are you getting for your vote? And if we're being honest, and I know a lot of y'all have a hard time with this, but if we're being honest, a lot of y'all just get the satisfaction of us not winning because you don't want us to win. You like being the buffer class. You like being the head nigga in charge under them people because it means you don't really have to compete. It means that you can get the starting position spot and not have to work for it. It's nepotism in a bad way because y'all are not even related to these people. But you'll die for them. Actually, it's meritorious manumission if you want to get froggy. I digress because confused individuals like Anthony will tell you that he got something for his vote. He got some black judges. This is what he got for his vote, niggas. And look, some of these people are Native Black Americans. Some of them are not off the boat off the continent, from the islands, coconut niggas or whatever. But the first person, the first one, the first picture, that bitch doesn't even know if she's a woman or not. So how is that a win for Black America? Can you let me know? Because in real time, Gavin Newsom is trying to tell people that if you're here in my state, your child says that they want to be a goddamn butterfly, and you said that they were not a butterfly because they don't have fucking wings. Well, now the school can take over. What? But it's because y'all niggas vote for people like this. Y'all are influenced by people like this. And look, what is his influence? 200 people are following him, and he's so proud to have been blocked by Tariq, Professor Black Truth, and the Broke Authority. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, that's wonderful. I'm glad that that's like your claim to fame that you had to put it in your bio. But if there's any bots, it's got to be niggas like this. How you use Tupac talking about voting for this bitch. This one. This, okay, and then look, the very next one, Nancy Abadu. That's not no American name, god damn it. What are y'all doing? The takeover is real. And if y'all niggas can't get comfortable being uncomfortable, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, you're gonna hear me say some things that sound familiar. Because if we can't all be comfortable, then we will all be uncomfortable. But that's just a person who knows how to read. If you know how to read, does it mean that I don't use the words from the book because you read it? Or do we just give it the context that it needs? Some niggas is able to articulate our experience better than others, and some of y'all niggas is lazy. I get it. You don't have time. You dealing with niggas like Anthony telling you that Ketanji Brown Jackson is a win. No, the win was not having to answer stupid questions like what I've been asking him. Because all this shit is dumb. I shouldn't have to ask you what you got because the evidence is there. I'm not slow. I know how to use the computer and Google. Thank you very much. And I should be able to Google it. If I'm unfamiliar, I should be able to find it easily because it's real. It happened. No, you start Googling what have these niggas done for Black America, and you find a lot of trick bag language, a lot of black and brown, a lot of persons of color. Oh, persons of color. Let's talk about persons of color. Because shit like this, the Rainbow Coalition, that was probably like a nail in the coffin. Because how you say you're going to coalesce? How are you getting together with white supremacists talking about you have aligned values? Yeah, okay, there's poor people in both races, but if one race wants to obliterate the other race, how are we aligned anywhere? Can someone give me that answer? I don't think I've asked it publicly before, but you know, we all big kids, and I'm not going to be mad if you feel differently than me. I just really want to know. When I was looking this up, the Rainbow Coalition, because it's not the first time I've heard about it. It's not like I looked it up today. This is something that I've heard about. I want to say that Tariq said that the alphabet community took it from the Black Panthers. And I get why, you know, it's literally got rainbow in the name, right? All the different colors, all the colors of the rainbow get together in harmony. But again, if the people we getting together with in harmony, some of these people don't want you to be here on the planet or are very comfortable with you being the permanent underclass, meaning that they will never have to pay their debt back, meaning that you will never get what's owed to you, meaning that you will always be 0.5%, even though your population is increasing, even though they don't want to say 15%, 16%. They don't want to say 27% of America is Black because some of y'all niggas is experiencing an identity crisis because you out here like Ebro. You out here like an adopted Obama, pun intended. You're out here acting like because you've got some spice in you and you've been here that your opinions on things matter, and they don't. I promise you they don't. And while we're being very nice about it, this is the time for you to make your exit, because think about the Rainbow Coalition. Say they get the things that they want. What then? Because the only math that maths is either these people ain't really who they say they are. They're not really the white supremacists that they said that they were. They're not really the nationalists. They're not really these things as much as it was cool to exist with people who were like you, right? Like you got to gang up together and be a unit. I mean, that's kind of cool, right? Or the easier math. Once you get all the things that align, do we turn and look at each other and say, you don't align, I need to deal with you? But if the math of America says that we are the permanent underclass because y'all niggas haven't done anything about it yet, then when we get the things, we would still be the permanent underclass. And now they've got all of these resources, and you niggas is still the niggas who ain't got what's owed to you yet, because you aligned yourself with these other people who don't give a damn about you. No, they can get with the program because they have the same socioeconomic class. This is a class war. It's 2% of the global population controlling 98% of the population, and really it doesn't fucking matter, because if you don't know who your governor is and you on the internet talking about who you need to be voting for president, we got a lot bigger fish to fry. And y'all niggas be the main ones talking about black and brown, forgive, and using this organization as metrics for how Black America needs to move and get back to. If the Rainbow Coalition were literally just like poor whites, rural, I can't say that word good. Rural, the word RURAL, however the fuck you say it, that white America that's not racist, but they're just really poor, and they don't really feel no kind of way about things as much as they just, they never really cashed in on that white privilege that everybody keeps talking about. Them niggas talk about white privilege and my family's been poor, and man, I saw this white guy tell this black man that his family was too poor to have slaves. And it all just sounding like, if I had the money, I definitely would have had a slave. Because why would I fucking want to do all this work? But we didn't. We had to get it through the mud. What? These arguments that people feel entitled to having are all stemming from one big problem. And it's because Black America has been silent about these things. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, but the evil exists. It's all around you. And if you don't do something about it, then you might start to echo it. You might copycat this shit. You might look at the Rainbow Coalition and say that if Fred Hampton and them niggas can get cool with the white supremacists, then my Becky calling me the hard N-word, or the N-word with the hard R, it's just because she doesn't know no better. Her family was racist, but she got a good heart. And have you seen her dance moves? Because she can move on the floor. Or have you seen her in the kitchen? She can throw down in the kitchen. Niggas, the internet is available for everybody. If you don't know how to cook, it's just because you don't want to cook. You don't know how to cook, it's because you don't want to cook. There's too many resources out here for you to still have food that doesn't taste good. And I know, I've seen some of these videos where it's like Josh's mom, I think, is the channel. It's the white chick. She's kind of older looking, but she's probably like my age. And she makes weird ass white people food, and then she eats it and she's like, this is good. And she likes her Dukes, right? 'Cause white people love that Dukes. But anyway, I'm not talking about them, because they'll look at the internet and say, yeah, this congealed salad, meat salad is popping with the raisins and the almonds in it. So I didn't think to put almonds in it, but the internet told me put some almonds in it so it give it a crunch. And congealed meat salad. Yes. But I mean, some of y'all like that shit. Some of y'all like laying up with people who have never used a washcloth, because the internet, you like their spirit and you like their heart. You linked up with them and you found out that their hygiene practices were a little lacking, and maybe you didn't know that bridal bouquets exist because them people didn't bathe. It was to mask the pussy smell. Can you imagine? Can you imagine walking around and everything just smells like ass? Because I think I'd Earl. I'd probably Earl indefinitely. Fuck a COVID mask, like fuck a damn bridal bouquet. Man, look. You Chris Bo, I'm blaming you for this segue into nasty white people practices, because of that reel. And that shit was disgusting, but I just kept thinking about the fact that they about to go consummate the marriage. Like, she had to wear flowers to mask the ass smell, and then he's about to go all up in it. And then they wonder why their birth rates is all fucked up. You not clean. Your shit's not clean on some basic level. Like, I digress. Because I'm moving to, I think, my final point. No. Yeah, my final point. I live in Virginia. I have to speak about Virginia because it's where I live. I find that I've learned more about Virginia where I live than where I come from. So I'm going to learn and do better about the great state of Maryland in the future. But tonight we're talking about Virginia. And tonight, Winsome Sears, I learned about her a few years ago when she was in the news for winning the lieutenant governor seat in Virginia. She's the first woman and first nigga, right? But then she's a Jamaican-born American citizen. And it brings me to my final point about these echoes and copycats. I don't like the Constitution. And I don't mean like I don't like the Constitution because it doesn't include us, because it does. Like, y'all getting hung up on semantics because they didn't think you was a person at the time. But is you a nigga? Is you is or is you ain't, nigga? And okay, am I finished or am I done yet? I'm not, but I'm almost done. And inside of my point, I just wonder if we are all using the same language and we're just going to say that people is people. And even though they were being super racist at the time about who is people, we all can agree that people is what we're defining now in 2024. And if that's the case, then why aren't the laws being applied the same way? And also, why do we have a governing body, law book, rules that allow people who are not from here to make rules? Because it just seems very treasonous. I mean, like, you wouldn't trust a rat. And I don't mean like a rodent, even though, you don't want a rat in your house either, because it's like a rodent and you don't want it in your house. Do I have to explain why we don't want rats in our house? No? Okay. Maybe like the Fredos of the world. Because some of y'all have never seen, damn it, why was I about to say Sopranos? Godfather, right? And the Fredos of the world, they exist, and y'all be so safe around these people. And then you end up murdered like Dr. King because the Fredos around you knew not to wear the colors that y'all was wearing, like I'm going to specifically opt out of something that we all agreed on how we was going to be looking, because, you know, one mind, one sound. You got to be a band, right? No, the Fredos of the world will let them people know where you lay, where you rest at, where your people are, and then you're out of town on business and you come back and all your shit's fucked up. People are missing. That's not your story? Okay. It's because y'all don't think of your story. Because if your story ties to this land, these stories are our stories. It's our fight in real time. And if you're not passing on the stories, if you're not talking about these situations and examples, then in 50 years, you and I won't really matter. Because 50 years ago, them niggas was almost ready to give up. And when I say almost ready, I say the seed was planted across the board. You know, it's the message, not the messenger. And I think that enough people had the know-how to continue the work without getting caught up in the feelings. And that's why white people can be so impressed with our composure and our ability to maintain our cool. But y'all niggas need to get cold. Stop being so cool. Get cold. Fuck it. Fuck them. Why? Because they said fuck us. How? This Winsome Sears, bless her heart, first woman lieutenant governor of Virginia, Republican. She believes in Second Amendment rights. And these immigrant Republicans, they are so strange because they're supposed to not be for these open borders and loose policies and practices. And then you find that they were the ones that did it the right way, right? The Republican immigrants, they're the ones who did the papers and the process, and they waited the 7 years, and they did the things, and they had the work visas that didn't expire, and they made sure, and then when they finally get their shit, they like, yeah, nah, no, y'all making it too easy for these other people, and what about me, nigga? What about you? You chose to come over here and accept 0.5% because you thought that they were going to give you something else. And that's a self-inflicted wound. But Black America is also suffering from a self-inflicted wound. So it's not that I've got a glass house over here and I'm just shooting shots, as much as I just would like the accountability moment to extend across the globe. At what point do we accept that we've done this and that we can do something to fix it? Some of these things are very easy. Some of them are very hard. You start with the easy ones, make a to-do list. You can be like Kamala, make a Venn diagram if you got to, right? You can put everything where it needs to go with the Venn diagram, right? No? Okay. I didn't vote for Winsome Sears. I don't know that she was super harmful because she is a Republican, but for being honest, I don't think that you should be allowed to have a position of power if you're not from here. But y'all have already allowed white people to have so much power and they're not from here. So the math's going to have to math. It's going to have to be all or none. And since they said none, we need to respect that. Stop trying to rape these people into what you want them to do. Because we've already asked. We've already been nice. The next thing would be to just do it ourselves, right? Free yourself, nigga. Free your mind, and that ass will follow. No, but kind of really, if you drop a lot of the shit that they've put on you, that you're lazy, that you don't know how, that you need their help, that you've used their help, that anything that they've given you is help, shit, that these other people are here to help you. Take all that shit and take it off. Y'all niggas is so strong, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you don't have to. Right now, I think we need to be very selfish, because if you're not, then who are you? Because you don't give a damn, so why should I? You are black on black criming us into obsoleteness, and I can't exist. No, I wouldn't say that, but now you got me wanting to. No, I can't exist in a time where I've got all these complaints and I'm not doing something about it. I am not one of those niggas who will vote for someone that has policies on paper and then not expect them to follow through. Because the shit's got a math. The math's got a math. When y'all niggas started accepting Common Core versus traditional math, you put us in a loop. And you put us in a loop that made people say, well, if you don't have, well, then I don't have to listen to you. Because I'll listen to the ones that have, because they can do something for me. Do you know how hoish you sound, nigga? Like, you listen to someone who can do something for you, but you won't do for self, even though you've been doing for self. Everything you have is because your ass did it. Even if it was go to a 9 to 5, shit, you had to wake up and make yourself presentable to get there. The fact that you exist in 2024 means that you had to have some sort of resilience about you. Because some lineages are not here anymore. Some lines have died. And shit, I be thinking about, like, if the strongest person in that line died, what about the rest of us? And what about the rest of us? You out here acting like the authority, then shit, reparation should be tomorrow, because you have the answer. You've solved the problem. But if we still have problems, then nobody can say that they're the authority on things. And I'm not saying that you can't learn from any example that you've been given. I actually would like you to learn from all of the examples that you're given. Winsome Sears, look, she not a bad looking woman, and no Diddy, I'm not gay, I'm not trying to fuck her, right? Like, this is not that. I'm just saying, like, she presents well. A lot of these Black Republican women present very well. That's what white people will tell you. You know, they can talk. They're articulate. They're so well spoken. I should be a fucking Black Republican, but actually, I think I am a Black. I don't know what the fuck I am. I'm a do for selfer. I'm a Black Wall Streeter. Can that be a political party? Can we have Black Wall Street as a political party, and then everybody who's Black Wall Street does for self and with each other, quid pro quo-esque, and fuck them people and protect your shit, because we're allowed. We're not quite in a militarized state just yet, because y'all haven't quite fallen for the gun buyback program. Y'all niggas is having too much fun with your guns. And I get it, you know, guns are fun, but you can't just be killing people. That's not fun, right? And killing people is not necessarily a solution to your problem, but if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it. You gotta do it Saint Micah style. But as it stands, we've got the Constitution. We've got you law-abiding Negroes out here telling me that we got to do these things to get certain things, and these other niggas is not doing anything and getting so much, and just want you to reflect on that, because the math ain't mathin'. And when the math ain't mathin', I'm gonna have something to say. So just get comfortable here, because I guess every time I see something, I'm gonna say something. The bystander effect only exists because enough people haven't said something. But I want to bring you to, I guess, this point that I was talking about earlier with these people, and then bring you to, do y'all remember the Asian hate that everybody was told exists out here in the world? When niggas put their foot down and said, Ling Ling, not only are we spending money with your bitch ass, but we buying chicken from your pops, we're buying sew-ins from your cousin, and I'm spending money with you at the beauty supply store. Like, what Asian hate? You need to direct that energy where it needs to be. And really, a lot of niggas online started talking like that. And the Asians stopped talking about Asian hate. And yeah, you'll say, Eve, they got bills and laws and shit enacted, and they did, but y'all niggas act like we can't have multiple conversations. And since they all stem and come from the fact that we haven't put our foot down yet, it's just gonna be a bunch of shit that's sticking to the wall. Pick one of these things and focus on it. Once you get to an answer that makes sense, then move on to another thing. A lot of Black America said that they weren't going to shop with them people no more, and y'all stopped. A lot of Black America said that they weren't going to watch football anymore, and you stopped. Then they changed the game. They started including your favorites. You know, the ones who extend across environments, the ones who, they don't just rap. They got businesses, Eve. They making chess moves. They doing the things. No, you hoe ass nigga. They as the nigga you want to get something from, and because you got your hand out, because racism, white supremacy has said 1/2 of 1%. That's what it is. 1/2 of 1%. Y'all niggas don't like it, so you got your hands out. So whether you eating from white mommy and daddy government in the form of food stamps, Medicaid, TANF, home energy assistance, and anything else, I don't know what else y'all niggas qualify for, right? But you have your hand out to niggas. Why should LeBron, Oprah, Michael Jordan, or any of your favorites, Jay-Z and Beyonce, why should they have to do anything more than they're doing? Do they not exist in the same system you do? Do they not have the same 24 hours that you do? Oh, you can't sing. Okay. Oh, you can't rap. Neither can Jay-Z. No, I'm just playing. Don't come for me. I didn't say that for real, because I do. I like you, Jay, but I don't like you. I like you, but I don't like you. That's really how I feel about a lot of you niggas. I like you, but I don't like you. And I'm having issues because some of y'all niggas is gonna get what's owed to you because I'm fighting for it. And y'all are actively fighting against me. So like, fuck you. But I'm not gonna say that you're not owed if the paperwork matches. And be happy that we not just going off of hairlines, because niggas like Jeremy, you know, I'm sorry. Niggas like the broke authority, hairline's lacking. And since nobody's ever seen you, you know, how are we gonna know that it's you? How do you claim your reparative justice, buddy, if nobody can say that you was you? Your people don't rock with you. Your friends don't rock with you because you don't have friends. You just have aligned interests. But let me just remind you that Mr. Penis Pants was Black Panther. And the Black Panthers got that Rainbow Coalition that I really feel was a nail in a coffin niggas didn't even know that they was laying in. She got Dr. King saying that I've led my people into a burning house, and you've got people out here just doing the work because the work's got to get done, and fuck talking about it, be about it. And inside of not talking about it and being about it, you got all these other niggas talking about shit. And they ain't doing shit. They that's what they doing. And oh yeah. And for shits and giggles, you got other ones who will go live for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours because y'all niggas don't want to look up the requirements of becoming a truck driver. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a low blow. Y'all niggas don't want to Google how to build your credit in 90 days. Oh, you didn't know what to search. Look, I'm not even charging for this, right? This is not one of my members only videos. And before you get weird, my members only videos extend to Sunday school because, you know, we've got Sunday school over here and we really believe that y'all are sending your babies into the bellies of the beast unarmed. You're thinking that because they are supposed to have a free and appropriate public education, that they are learning the things that they need to be productive American citizens, but all you're really doing is feeding them to a demon. And the demon is insatiable. Because if it could be satisfied, you would think that after they said you niggas can be free, that they would have paid their debt like they do everybody else and move on. But the difference between Black America and everybody else is all of these other people that they've paid restitutions and reparative justice to, they understood the consequences of not. You know, you don't want to create a martyr. I started the show talking about martyrs. You don't want to do that. If you respect your position of power, you would not fuck it up unless you were at the fuck it all stage. And is that where we are? Is America in the fuck it all stage? Maybe it is. But while I have a voice and while I have an internet connection that does the things, I'm gonna have some thoughts about these things because I really truly believe that some of y'all niggas is just a little confused. You know, you got sucked into circles because people were saying things that made sense. And again, if you know how to read a book and you got a nice voice, then people will listen to you read the book. That's why audio books and ebooks exist. Niggas don't want to read, or they don't have the time. They would rather listen to it, or they don't pick up information visually. They need to hear it audibly. But all of those different distinctions, they don't really make a difference if at the end of the day, you're not going to do anything with the information. So, you know, if you listen to me, please don't leave my shows not doing something. And even if you're doing something, it's just starting an uncomfortable conversation and then you bitch out because your best friend is married to a white person and you don't want to lose friends. That's okay. I'm glad you got started. I know it was hard. I know it's hard to be the person that has to make the big decision. But somebody's got to do it, right? If you like my thoughts, hit the like. Share the conversation with somebody you think needs it. And tomorrow I'm live with Dr. Winters here on this channel, and we're going to be talking about preparation. Have you heard about the 5 Ps before? If you haven't, well, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Join me there. Good night.